Whoops. I just sometimes play that because I love it. Can you guys hear me, or am I giving you ear emojis? Oh, hello. Welcome. Look at the stuff on the wall behind me. Oh, you're showing the chair again. Hey, look, it's my co-pilot there, Buddy the Cat. Welcome. So like as Chad said earlier, was sup. And so what's up, Chad, is if you're one of the secret member people who can find the join button for PVK's Super Club, you might have heard this.
If Grim Grizz is branding our commercials, he's got more commercials on. He's got more commercials on than daytime
Dancing for you
set.
people. Rolling dice and whatnot. It's great. And then I like slide into a video game relapse. And nobody said.
And nobody said. Hear that? I didn't hear that. Tell us more, Grizz, about your video game relapse.
Why are you saying echo? What's echoing? I don't understand. Why is Chad saying echo? Mr. Fats, good to see you. You'd like some savings throws. Okay, yes, I know. Chad says he's getting an echo. What does that even mean? That's because I recorded it in OBS and probably left the mic hot. It's probably an echoey video. But anyway, he said, tell me more about your video game relapse. So now this stream is happening. But I have to say, you might, if you had watched that stream. Hey, we gotta share something else. If you had watched that secret Tops Only membership stream, look, this is what I'm working on my Substack. Now it's a 12-day one, but I live streamed twice. Substack pieces come along in slow bursts. But if you watch that top secret that's my memberships to the Shadow Cabal at the link at the top of the chat. If you watch that top secret Pastor Paul video, you might have seen the LARPgate Denimor's Danny hat. He showed the back of it where it says the LARPgate. See, like this. You can add it to your card by clicking on the link at the. What link is it, Grim? Why, it's this link you're dropping in the chat right now. Oh, no. What have you done? Go ahead. Yes, that's it. Here, this is the link. But now, that's where you can get it. As you can see at the top there, you get a special discount if you put in the word Kenobi. And if you want that reference, I have it for you right here. It's from the In Memoriam live stream. No. Why did that happen? That's not how. Well, you're not. What? Oh, wait. Did you present it as a brave tab, and then share, and then you can full screen? There we go. Whoopsie. Oh, the Kenobi bluff. Yeah, because I was like, I'm going to submit to the monetization review and be like, go ahead. If you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. And that's the Kenobi bluff. But now I got to do that with like things I say about them. All right, so I'm trying to write this fictional story It's like based in times before I remember. Whoa! You don't need to do that again. That's off topic. But that's why you can use the word Kenobi to get a code on this hat right here. This fanciful hat. We've also added the much requested $5 sticker option. No profit to me at all, but you get a lobster monkey goose as drawn by Mud Hut from our very own community. And yes, it does look Cthulhu-y, doesn't it? All right. Now about the relapse part. So this, I'm gonna fly around in space and talk about it, and I hope you enjoy it. It doesn't have any cowbell.
Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
All right, then. So now I gotta go to present, and then share screen. And let me know how this works out for you guys, would you? That's an important part. I'm gonna try and use this thing so you can also see me while I fly my spaceship and talk. It's an experiment. I won't be able to see the hive mind except when I what do you call it there? Stop at the space stations and read chat. You can see here the comment. I'll have to come here and click this. Yes. This I don't. There's nothing on here. Look, check it out. Oh wait. No. It's one of my favorites. Ding. All right. But here's this part. Let's see if it works. Oh, why? Look, it's me and my spaceship. No, you don't get savings throws today. Sorry. This is too important. Now. Oh wait. We have one more thing we were gonna do. Let me know how is that working. Like I know it looks silly now. Now that I've clicked back to the desktop. Was that working at the time? Did you see the spaceship up on the right and me still on the left? I need this. Unless you want me to turn on the game background music, which is, whew, actually Hyperion's pretty cool. But anyway, here's Into Space for the background noise. Let's see if that works and echoes probably, right? Did it work? All right, we means it works. I did. I failed my savings throw to give you guys savings throw. You like Feed the Ducks better than Into Space, Chad? All right, feeding the ducks. How's the volume? Is it echo? What's up with that? Is 33 all right? Oh, we need it to loop now. Oh, fade tracks in and out. No, that'd be neat though. Okay, hey, one more time. Like double sound and not cool at all, man. Oh, what are you gonna do? All right, well, we're about to get to the JUMPGATE TRI, not dead yet. The story, I suppose, behind the whole spaceship thing. No, that was an echo. That was like the background music of Feeding the Ducks and the sound from the video clip. The Shadow of the Valley of Death Cat. Okay. Here we go. Where was it? Oh, you gotta delete some of those somehow. Okay, there it is. Really Feeding the Ducks, Chad? Really? All right, this is my spaceship. I am Grimgriz, a Solrain Alterion, still not level 50. It's a second collapse kind of thing. No, I can't do the ducks, Chad. I can't. I'm sorry. Let's see how much of Nolan's we can take. All right. Without background music or with headphones? Jeez, decisions. We'll try this. Wait. Let's do one. one unbearable little bit. Here's Hyperion's music. Maybe. All right, maybe that's bearable. All right, so I'm flying my spaceship, going about my spaceship, telling you the story of this universe I'm flying around in. As you can see from those previous graphics look like Nintendo inside the station. Outside the station, they use this fancy DirectX stuff to make all these fancy things. There's Hyperial Station. There's all the fancy buildings where we can make stuff. And then, let's see. Let's go out the rear gate. I gotta show you where the orphanage is. Now, let me see. That's the most valuable building in the game right now, just so you know. And that's the thing in the game right now, right? That's this. Even I think because it was cobbled together by a group of database programmers in the late 90s after watching Office Space, I think. Because that's the situation. What did that relate to? Okay, so that's the story, right? These guys were database coders for some company. They watched Office Space and they all quit and decided to make this spaceship game. Now, this is just when global internet gaming was coming about. I think like maybe in the EverQuest days in the 90s is when it came out. And that's when I got into what they call the open beta, where you get to argue with the devs about what's good for the game. Well, they used to. Now everything's an open beta. It's just that they charge you to get into them. It's a trap. But back in the day, in the 90s, being in an open beta meant you had some sort of they read your stuff the way people read comments on their YouTube channels. And I'm gonna crash right now. No, you're not. You're not gonna crash. See, the best I think one of the problems I'm gonna have revivifying this game for my Hyperial Rising project is that the kids these days are way too soft. Like, you could lose everything just from crashing into that thing right there. Like, it's insane. The cost of death is just right, which I think the branding campaign we should use is you're too soft for your grandpa's video game or something like that. Your grandpa's space sim. Now, my joystick is a little wonky. It rolls unintentionally. I apologize if anybody gets nauseous. That's what it's like flying around space with the notorious Hyperial loyalist, Grim Grizz. Now, so this identity formation, my name Grim Grizz came from this game. Well, when the guy was playing it, he had joined from a video game called Crimson Skies, not the one you can find now, but the old one, and he had made a group of online friends, and like they even let me put their letters in front of my name, and that was really cool to feel part of something, right? And so we would fly around and shoot the other guys together, and one of those guys found out about the beta for this game, and it takes a really long time. It takes like 10-15 minutes to go from station to station. So even then, that was difficult adjustment for my attention span. However, I distinctly recall once the one guy got me to try it out. I was flying around in a level 6 shuttle from like one station to another, and I remember being on voice. I think it was TeamSpeak back at those times. That with a guy, and I'm like, this is the best game I have ever played. I was bored off my ass flying between the gates, because like right now you can see I'm going 600. The shuttles go about back then about 300, and these little pink things I'm running away from like shot the shit out of you. It was pretty traumatic. But I remember his name was Rabbit, and I remember getting Rabbit on the horn and telling him that this was the best game I had ever played, and we had to get into it. And so he was part of the gaming guild that let me put the letter on the name. He was like my lieutenant or whatever. Hold on. There's something you have to do. When you jump into this sector, ladies and gentlemen, you have to do this. Stop it. Hey, you have to praise Emma real quick. Now, we're arriving at my current. Now, this is post the second collapse, and if that's confusing, that's fine. But this is the current state of the game. See, the devs were brilliant, and like they were starting from scratch with nothing, and nobody wants to release a game with nothing. So they decided that the game was about rebuilding post a terrible collapse, and there was nothing left, and so everything had to be rebuilt. And as a new ship was introduced into the game, each faction, there's 3 of them, I'll show you the map in a minute, 3 playable, would get to compete against the other ones to who got the new toy first. Like, the new toy is generally a new ship, and whoever got to fly the new ship had a military advantage while the other ones tried to finish their mission. You know, it was great. And the thing was, it was my first real taste of multiplayer online gaming that was, I don't know, at all role playing. The Crimson Skies was pretty much straight combat. Everything else had been straight combat. Oh yes, son of a. Oh yeah, this is my station. It's called the Orphanage. It's because of a metric song. I don't understand, but that's what I was supposed to call it. Hey, Mr. Squid. That's a snail. They shoot mortars. They hurt. Much faster than him, though. All right, let's dock and see how unbearable all of this is for you. I guess the background music's pretty all right. At least it's soothing to me for the years I've heard it. What? Okay, the snail's gonna kill you, but I don't have any guns. Yeah, maybe you can make him hit the station. Let's see if we can make the snail hit the station. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to fly away for a while, see if I can find a fancy artifact, and it'll be even that much longer before I can see if you guys have said any nonsense. Okay, you see that thing over there I tuned blue like that? Any sector in this whole map of space, that's the map of space, that has that sector turned blue, they can have access to this chat. Wait, that one. Where I say greed and glory right there, that's the Solrain binding phrase. Now, back in the beta and early phases of the game, like actually during launch even, these 3 factions over here, hey, quit it, stop it. Oh, good, hey, hold on. There it is. Right now I'm down here in Hyperial, right? But there's the blue guys, the red guys, and the green guys. The 3 playable factions. The orange one and the purple one, not so much. Which we couldn't... That's like, in consideration of savings throws, that's kind of profound. And, see, now the little pink guys should have followed me far enough away that I'll be able to get in the docking tube in time to not explode when they shoot at me. Let's find out. I think we can run some like good 3 or 4 clips of branding before I launch the ship again. It'll be fine. Whoa. One of the guys in the game now, Nessos, has asked me to make a promotional video of me extracting the conflict biomass from their guts from a manta. So we're gonna see if we can pull that off live. And then I can tell you the story about the hook. I was already years into the game, but what the real hook was. Most of what's been happening, all this build up here is the reason. All right, just stop it. We'll go to Emma's Embers real quick. It's so embarrassing to be like chased away from your docking tube by a snail in front of all your friends. It's a matter of shame I have to deal with. I'm going to do this. Hey, where's the new Demir? There it is.
The ring of power is not only a tool, not only akin to a covering or to clothing, but ultimately the ring is an ornament. Now, the symbolism of the ornament participates in some of the most difficult and the most mysterious aspects of reality. But if we do want to understand why the ring makes one invisible, it seems important to at least touch a little bit on the strange symbolism of ornamentation. You see, an ornament is the ultimate supplement. An ornament is something which we add to a person or to an object, but plays no practical purpose in what it ornaments. It is an alien form, foreign to the nature of where it is. Surrounding myself by a metal chariot like a car supplements my capacity to travel directly. But putting a pattern of flowers on a chair has nothing to do with the act of sitting. It is completely alien to the chair nature of the chair, just like an ornament on a sword would be alien to the sword nature of the sword. The ornament is only added to make the chair stand out from other chairs, the sword stand out from other swords. How would I know which chair is the king's throne and not just any other chair? It is usually through a form of mark, a form of ornamentation. So like technology, the ornament can be a way of increasing one's influence, increasing one's power, marking how special one is. Think, for example, of a medal on a champion or a war hero. Think of a badge on a military uniform or on a police officer. In Rome, wearing an ornamental purple band on one's vestment was only permitted to aristocracy. And similar laws can be found in other cultures as well. Of course, the ultimate example of the ornament is the king's crown. But we can talk about that maybe in another video.
No.
The mystery in the ornament.
So like that's Demir, ladies and gentlemen, and hey Lenny, good to see you. There's his YouTube channel thingamabob. I'm gonna go get a nutty buddy and be right back. But yeah, the letters in front of the names is how they get you. TLC Grim. Yeah, if you guys come play this game, and I'd love if you know anybody who's still into addicted to video games. I honestly think that this one is so much better that it can be a bridge to meaning from less meaningful games toward real life. Come play Jumpgate with Grimgris. Oh, here's some more Demir. I gotta get a thing. Oh, wait. Before that, because it's I'm not in the room, right?
The list? Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room? I want to cast magic missile.
A room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet. I am though, if you'd listen. I'm casting magic missile. Why are you casting magic missile? There's nothing to attack here. I'm attacking the darkness.
Has to do with the problem of showing and hiding. Imagine you get a tattoo to attract attention, to differentiate yourself. Imagine you put on makeup to enhance your natural beauty. It is there to increase your glow, let's call it, to increase your glory. But this is artificial to an extent. Yes, we want to feature to attract attention to something, but like an insecure man with a very expensive sports car, at some point, the question becomes whether you are overcompensating for something that is lacking. So the situation is also a paradox. It can, in fact, make something special, but if you push the ornament too far, well, think, for example, of how we carve vines into ornamental patterns on architectural details. A vine can be beautiful, but a vine is also a parasite. And if it takes over, it begins to hide rather than show. At one point, does one vanish behind one's tattoos? At what point does makeup cease to be an enhancement of beauty and become a way to hide our own ugliness? When does ornament become a mask? You see, this is the process by which the ornament, pushed to its extreme, can at some point make one disappear.
Well, that's a critical fumble. Sweet baby Jesus. You know why I love Dumir? I'll tell you why. By the sacred order of foolish transparency, hello, I see the assassins have failed, and the the fraternal regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy. The Muggle lie is the vidya he made once, and that's how he got me. LARPgate. Hi, I'm Grimgriz, and today I'm doing now the Muggle lie. There's no such thing as Muggles. Everybody has the wizard inside because words are magic, and we all. Oh no. Okay, you're not a Muggle because words are magic. By lying to you and convincing you're a Muggle, you're being put under a spell, which makes you think you're a Muggle and limits your potential and your actuation. Activation? There's the big Muggle lie, and what it does is it creates a bubble of shared experience, because the more people believe in a thing, the more persistent it is without active belief. Like, I can believe in a thing for only so long, and then I have to go to sleep. But if another person believes in it, then it can the integrity of reality can be maintained through multiple dreams, because we've come together under the spell of different mind control. So we exist in a pocket of intelligibility held together by the magic spell of words and sharing words, and how that collates and coalesces existence. Outside of that sphere of intelligibility is the absolute chaos of creation, held together in life by the Ouroboros that eats itself. You're going to need to make your savings throw, one way or another. Remember, Embody, there is no agency.
But I'm hoping for kind of like a spiritual exemplification. You know, the biblical model of the light on the hill.
Boy, howdy, everybody. Look at the one of the original instantiations of our good branded beholder. Remember, everybody, I want what's best for... We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see that doing what is right for me, lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency. Don't forget, if you tell the thing you like this thing, it gives me points in this video game. And now more of this.
Right, that can serve as a way of tutoring people.
There you go. You can get a +4 by putting an ear emoji in before I look to these savings throws, which I've convinced myself to give you thanks to Jonathan Zumir's featuring of my Muggle lie. You get to choose between survival, social, wisdom, or heart, or be lulled into loving the universe which spawned me. As part of this mind control. If it's over 10, you take half damage, and maybe we'll help shut it down and kill it, which is the alternative that would make me stop. Oh yeah, cheers. Survivalists, that's a 5. That's a 5. You might be playing flying soon. Socialists, 19. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Lovers of wisdom, also a 5. Maybe if you team up with a survivalist, you'll make it through. Hard folks, boy, this tale is gonna get you. This tale is gonna get you. I got a Deadlands reference we're gonna do soon. Indigo Kids, Power of 8 tonight. Power of 8 tonight. Here's this. Remember, there is no agency. We want what's best. Gardem is asking the right questions. We're going to have to get to it back, but essentially what you've stumbled upon here this evening. No, that's the old branding. What you've stumbled upon this evening is not the dream catcher of optimal grip, or is it? Or is it? Hey, there's a thing. Apparently, it doxes me though, so you have to know. You want to have to know. Don't forget. Make America. Stop it. Stop it. This is the hyperreal stream. JUMPGATE TRI, not dead yet. Gardem asks, if I hopped on this game, which faction should I pitch? Pick. The fastest leveling is the green one. The one with the biggest guns is the red one. And the Ferengi one is the blue guys, which is the one I chose. If you get into it, you eventually play through all three and find your favorite. So just whichever you want to start with. Green is like easy mode, blue is medium, and red is hard. All right, let's get to it. But fly your spaceship, bro. Fine, and tell the story. Yeah. Because you were gonna say what tonight. This whole stream is essentially like a deep dark pap smear that I can pull out and share with you as I fly my spaceship with my co-pilot buddy over there that I wouldn't be able to do if I wasn't flying my spaceship, and like for reasons the way my brain works. And plus Pastor Paul asked me to tell me about it, so I get to get it out, right? Okay, presenting the share screen, entire screen, this screen, share, tab, share. And then click here. All right. So theoretically, you should see me slopping over here. Oh, look, I got 33 experience for holding the rear gate. Okay. I got to finish this nutty bar, though, before we continue. Why don't you go tell someone you love them? And yes, so weeks. I wanted to say to you, man, I want to watch your conversation, but I can't get the audio loud enough. I don't know what to do. Big guns, baby. All right. Quit showing this and run something while you eat. What else is in your notifications lately you can just throw in front of people? Then, see, this is the top secret. Do you see? Am I showing you this? No, you're showing them the whole screen. So that's confusing. Sorry, guys. Sorry. It'll level off in a minute. What? Shh. Take it easy. All right. This is, you get these notifications that say new members only video. YouTube money membership myopic mental meanderings for members. Man, what a title. And that's the one in which he asked me about this relapse, and it resulted in me telling you all this story. Collective Dismal uploaded When to Bend the Knee, a heated rant. How about some of that?
For that.
All right.
You're not adaptive. You're not Darwinian. Understand that. And it puts me in mind of that scene from The Walking Dead. It's a terrible show, but the scene was really illustrates this idea that I'm trying to explain here in this video. There's that scene where you first are introduced to the Negan character, the fucking leather jacket guy with the baseball bat and the motorcycle. And so you got Rick Grimes, you know, the main protagonist.
Yeah, I heard enough on Facebook about that scene to decide to stop watching the show before I saw it. Because I wasn't going to watch them do that to Glenn.
And he's going along with his crew, and these guys are run down. They're strung out. They've lost half of their best friends, and all their best fighters are gone. And
I don't know. Reality is real hard, right? He's a very angry young man. Is that a Templeton? A Templeton shirt? I don't know what shirt you're talking about. I saw a dashboard, and this is a Splinter shirt. A Master Splinter shirt, sir. Anyway, back to flying my spaceship. I'm telling you about the relapse. People get offended. Mm-hmm. Now, as I'm supposed to be filming me extracting the biomass from a conflux manta, I have to find the ship that had Gutter. The ship I've named Gutter is probably the one. It's probably the one we'll be needing for this. Here, give us the hype background back, would you? Or at least just don't go to Oxspace. If you do play as a red guy, I recommend turning off the music immediately. Everybody else is kind of bearable. The green music is actually pretty meditative and peaceful. Mm-hmm. Wait, am I muted? I gotta check. Hey, quit. Come here. I'm not flying the whole time talking when I'm muted. All right, we're good, right? We're good. What was I doing in October of last year? What? No, this thing launched about 10 years ago, man. We'll get there. Hey, Pilgrim. All right, maybe that music's a little bit loud. All right, this is the orphanage, my personal space station. I've equipped this ship. It has what is called a burglar, which is the mod. No, this once you're in flight, it's not so bad. But all right. It's made here in this Hyperial space because Hyperial ended up being the pro-pirates faction, which is why, as I'm playing it on this pirated server, it's perfect for the. I also have an artifact called a Shield Boost 3. People that actually fly will want to note that in case they try to redo this behavior. And since I'm going for a single manta, I'll be removing the whistle, which will make it harder to find any mantas, but more likely to find one by itself, and I need to do that to even attempt to kill it by ripping its guts out, which makes me a legend in this universe. And by gosh, at least there's one in which I get to be that. Now, so let's see, where were we? Once upon a time, a boy found the video game in beta, and it was always the cheapest form of entertainment. Even once it went paid, it like at first the beta was free, and they just ate our lives and our thoughts. They tapped us, and tapping the people in the beta was sufficient to get the project to launch. And eventually it did, and that was essentially a collapse because the entire universe that existed in beta was restarted, and all of us had to rebuild, and it was great. It was great, and so the game went on, and the Hell Squad broke up. But I guess some important things to note about the game at that time is, like, even to this day, in order for me to see what medals I've achieved in the game, I have to go to a website, and that somehow, like, it's like, obviously over the years we've suggested, why can't we see that stuff in game? But I honestly think that it being surfacing on the information web of the universe makes it more weighty, makes the history more weighty. But so, as I was saying, there was these 8 guys cobbling this together in their basements, and eventually they get a publisher, and the game launches. And once they get the publisher, everything goes shh, and then the publisher goes bankrupt, and yada yada. There was a point. I think I told it in the first talk with you, Pastor Paul, about how the one lady went back to took the baby back to her husband, right? That's when I really decided that this was where I would rather live. And as it was a failing commercial success at all times, it became part of, and having been there through the beta, from the handing down from the main team to the one guy left trying to keep it alive while the company did other things to make money. Anyway, it became what that I could, be a part of. This is, you've gone off the rails, sir. I have. I'm sweating it. Why? Because you discussed the wound. I discussed the wound that led me here. Okay. So and then this, because like the devs were maybe not as talented as the coders in the audience, like third-party apps like this one were added on, and this is the one that is the in-flight computer they never actually added to the game, and so it fell to a third party. But that's kind of a potential benefit at this point in the game. Now, you'd think what has existed since the game closed 10 years ago, a few months ago. When this thing came up, it was is there a manta here? It was basically, they had to run what do you call it? Like a backup of the server and the existing client, and they got it up and running with some help from one of the former, none of their business. Somebody got some help, and they got it up and running, and they've been hosting it for 10 years. And it served as a kind of a museum for a lot of people, but yet the universe persists. And the thing is, they told me it was going to be a persistent universe when it started, and I've tried for years and years and years to get it to persist. And somehow, after all this time, it does. And it's this unique, what do you call it? Ice skating inertia flight that's supposed to be space, but might be more like an aquarium. And all right, but the important thing is here we're the story. Ever and for always, the first third-party website that made this a reality was called Planet JUMPGATE, and it was ran by a man named Gossip. And so there we did our inter-squad conflict and squabbles, and for a long time that was archived on the secondary site that persisted through these last 9 years. But that one as recently, and so the history, the libraries are falling, right? That, but if the universe does persist, then, and I see the way it should, because if eight kids can cobble, eight men can cobble this together with 1990s tools, what could the right two kids do with it now? And the notion is to add make people's plans to code games not so much wait a minute. There's a whole angle that now that we have AI, everybody's going to be able to play for a living, and why not here? Okay, no, this should be more about the why it's great. Why what we have now is great is because you can make 8 accounts for free, and you can play all your NPCs, and this is like it's essentially the game world that a dungeon master makes for you, held together by a server. And the storyline is what the players together agree the storyline is for the most part, because one of the things that this game has done that most will not, and because it straddles this fine line between a game and a sim, and it's a beautiful thing when something does that, because like in a game, if when I crashed my spaceship, I'd still have all the equipment I had. I'd get it all back. There'd be no death penalty, and then there'd be no risk. And then when I accidentally almost crash into the station, I don't pee myself, because I know I'll be like completely okay, even if I do crash myself in the station. Whereas this, even now, after all these years, the slightest mess up, and in fact, I've lost 3 ships today. But they made it matter, because like whether or not the equipment is at the station for you to re-equip your ship is a matter of what other players have done in the universe. If they haven't done it, it's not there. And so you come on and you start playing, and you just follow the level up chain. It's like, I just grind. I need a better ship. I need a better this. I need a better that. And that's how the game existed through the beta launch and the first collapse. But somewhere under Isfan's reign, one of the most key pivotal shifts in the game that erupted from those arguing on the forums was that once you hit level, it was a level up mill. The light fighter, the medium fighter was better than the light, and the heavy was better than the medium. And we got, hey man, can you make it so that the level 10 ship, the level 9 ship, is still worth flying when you're level 50? And that's like a shift in from the game to a sim right there. It's the more realistic the environment in which we get to tell our stories is, the more, I don't know, synthetic meaning we get. The history we're making together is more something. All right. This has been enough rambling. Maybe I'll work through it more coherently after this. Let's find a little piece of station to dock at. Look, they don't let me in. All these people. Why? Why they don't let me in? It's harder some days than others to find a manta. But so no, this was lit. This I wore every day. I went to NPC at Walmart and did that was such that I could come be this guy. I remember this one time there was an entire squad of goons, Quantar goons. I don't remember Hamels. It was Nutwad. I don't. Oh, the names have faded from my memory. I don't know why. But this whole squad had me and this other pilot pinned at Clatch's old station. It's right over here. This one. And and there was plenty of equipment and I had plenty of money, and so I could live by my old standards. I don't know, somewhere along the way it broke, but I used to be the type of guy like, I'm gonna go down swinging. Oh look, a free port. Let's go dock there. But let's see the history of the game. The game dies, and they set up this pirate museum server, and for some reason they give someone the keys to the GM commands, because when the game was up and running, especially after the acquisition by the production company 3DO, they hired a staff to be the GMs of the game, and so that staff had a special set of tools, and then there's a third level of tools where you have to be at the server console to make it work. And anyway, those keys exist for this, and there are people that have them. So if like me as a player, I'm running this whole we're a biomass extraction company, LARP, and I can interact with the official storyline NPCs through Discord and other whatnots. That's a snail. Why don't you do a warm-up snail? All right, we're doing a warm-up snail, boys and girls. Let me show you why this game is fun. Mosley is flying around in space with time with your thought, or to learn to type real fast. You bring any missiles? There's a hatchet. Okay. Now, see, when they approach, they're gonna. The way the physics work is like ice skating. See, and so now I'm circling with them, but these things have terribly short range. So you have to get real close. And then they suck the guts out of the thing like that. And it's very exciting. And now I have in my cargo 2 of those things worth about 18,000 credits. And when we get back, I'll see if I can do it to a manta. And I'll tell you some more stories. I don't know. Apparently, the more you tell the stories, the more they get coherent. And this is the first time. So, well, it's not the first time. I've tried to write about it a few times. It's I don't know, a pocket dimension culture. We had a whole bunch of furries because of that Star Fox series. A lot of those guys were applied. And then in 04, when Battlestar Galactica came back out, I think I had left the game and came back to it after I started watching BSG. I think I made an Oct account because they use the ammo like they do in BS. Anyway, we're going to stop at this guy's Cheyenne Mountain Complex. I call these the 2-point tombstones, but you can dock at them. So it doesn't even have any mods on it. Oh, no, is there a mining mod over there? I don't know. We'll see. I'm sorry the system doesn't allow for me to check with the Hive Mind chat. If I had the chat reader co-host, we could be doing that. But we don't. All right, we're back. And now we stop sharing this. Say, oh my God, what's going on? Hey, buddy, what's going on? Mission, no mission. Wow! Chezi. Clutches hold. Yes, yes. All right. What's the like inter squad diplomacy or inter faction diplomacy? There's a oh yes, that lady. That lady. Welcome, pilot. You may proceed. So deep in my mind. Is there any now weeks? I'm glad you're here. I heard somewhere in your interview with the PVK that like after about an hour and 30 minutes, it just like really went off the rails, but it was amazing. So I'm gonna go about an hour and 40 minutes deep if I can find you in this mountain of content of YouTube service. Oh look, no wait, there's your 1 minute clip. That one has good audio. Let's see, hour 40. Pause it, share it, present it, share the screen. I'm gonna catch up on the chat and be and just paste because this is so awkward. Okay, but here's some of CW for showing up.
In the kind of Doivirian sense of unfolding complexity of God's latent possibilities within creation, such that these diverse sexual expressions that are, have become the kind of political and social football that they have, I wonder if they are not further disclosures of the creative possibilities that God has placed within his cosmognomic order. That's kind of how I think about it theologically. Now, I have a lot of idiosyncratic reasons for relativizing the, much assumed scriptural teaching on sexuality, but mostly, I guess my issue. So we had this experience that I just described, and it wasn't really until our 10th wedding anniversary that we kind of like looked at each other and we're like, it's kind of weird. And we just like not only never had sex, but never really cared to have sex. Like it wasn't like some traumatic thing. It wasn't like we were seeking marriage counseling. It's not like it was like driving us apart or something. I mean, initially it was kind of in the back of our minds, like in the early years, but we didn't have this deontological expectation, much less the innate drive to do that. And we were not intending to have children. So it just wasn't something we were interested in. And that was essentially our experience. And it wasn't until we thought of it as corresponding almost like incidentally to this asexual thing that I started to kind of rethink.
Well, I guess you have plenty of reasons to watch or not watch that now. Welcome. The interfaction diplomacy is built into the mechanics, but the war mechanics are really wonky right now. Like for most of the game's existence, there was these things called honor guard tags, which were great because they encouraged honor. And now the same functionality is under the tags mercenary, because they implemented a war system that basically it was great, except anytime a non PvP or ran a mission, it turned our war off, and that made things worse. Are we back to flying around? Yeah, we gotta get that manta, bro. All right. Thanks for bearing with me. Like I said, guys, it's a weird thing, but I need, like, apparently people at the Buy Me a Coffee site have donated towards my wish list item of the typing keyboard, which is my excuse for not writing as much. And now I got to get that and then type that. And so Talking it out for you while I fly around will help the book be better one day. But don't forget, Embody, you can buy the... No, it's not there. Don't forget, Embody, you can stop by the JUMPGATE Agent Gear store and pick up this fancy pants. That's a... It's not... It's this. It's this, the goose sticker for only $4.88. The fallen, it's under the fallen version hoodie because I don't know how to use Teespring for. All right, now, let's see if we can find the Manta. Does he have anything? He doesn't even have refuel. This guy. Here you go. Have some flux guts, kids. Oh, he doesn't even let me sell. This kid. This station should be exploded out of the space, and that I can't do it is a travesty. Travesty we'll get into later. Is there a Manta for me? All right, no. So, all right. Here's I'll just tell stories out of loop, right? And then maybe we can, well, they'll come to cohere together at one point. So, my life is like this. I get my first job at the washing dishes at a pizza place down the street over at the golf course, not far from here, called Luigi's. And it's washing dishes. And whenever I get any sort of job, my mind takes it to the limits. Calculus was the first thing I failed in community college, but I did better the second time, and it was just a matter of attention management, really. So it goes like this: I get a job at the restaurant waiting or washing dishes. They let me wait tables. I try to be too funny, and it's supposed to be an Italian fancy restaurant, so that bombs out. I get a job waiting tables at a local truck stop diner because I've been well conditioned by the left. You see, like in school, they took us on a field trip to watch Schindler's List. So, as an example, and so I come out and fighting for equality. I take ladies' jobs like waiting tables, and that goes for a while. And then I get on at Walmart overnights where I can hide. I don't have to be around a whole lot of people, which was really good. That was a lot of life was learned there, honestly. Meanwhile, since I'm working at Walmart, all I can do for entertainment really is like this new emerging video game phenomenon where I'm connecting with people globally across the world who could be anybody. And maybe a business connection one day down the line that leads out of this little town. And meanwhile, that's how I felt about it at the time. You know, I've had the mark of Cain most of my life, which I interpret as just being bitter about being born. How could you do this to me? It's probably the root of Gnosticism. Why this, God? Why this? And like you see people that die as whatever, you know, in the worst ways and live the worst. Oh, the shield storm. This is a shield storm. They're really pretty. They eventually added in so that you could put a thing on your ship that allows you to scoop up the helium and stuff out of the sky. Because, like I said, what makes this game different than most is we have to make the equipment or it's not there. So, for example, when a squad of players blocks off production of the most cherished item in the game, the flash fire, which I'm not going to waste because I need it for the Manta, I think we're going to have to get the whistle, dude. Yeah, probably so. So what happens here is a result of player action, which is almost like when I first left this game, I went on to this other one called City of Heroes, and that's where you get to play superpowers. It was really cool. It was really cool because if you had like a super jump ability, you could jump up like 8-9 stories, and like you'd get your stomach flip when you felt like when you but like they had this guy called the Clockwork King, and you and your friends all go on this mission and you defeat him, and then after you do that, he's still there because everybody else has to get to defeat him. Yeah, you see, and And that's the difference in a game like this than what and I got it so early, like in the early 90s. So it was always easy to fall back into this, where, like, I don't know, me and these people from around the world came together to tell our spaceship stories. And you do the leveling up as a player, and then you realize that there is interfaction politics and squad hoodabuthunkets, and all the while it's a game that requires actual skill with death around every corner, so that your heart actually thumps in your chest while the other guys are shooting you, or even when you finally get a manta to suck the guts out of. I don't know. I can't rant that long. No, but maybe the eating the snail will be entertaining. No, probably not. And look, you're still. Oh, we gotta do it now. He's here. He's here. He's here. He's here. Hold on. All right, so the thing of it is, as it relates to anybody from the corner still watching, is I fell back into this game after my grandma passed. Once I got into YouTube truthering, and so, and that's the game in this state when it's free to make an account, and it was coming on since it was those years ago, like say. Let's see what it was 10 years since they killed the last server. It was like almost the 20th anniversary of the launch of the game, and that I got into it 2019. I got the joystick back probably that March, and so that's how I got from, I don't know, level 0 to level 40 or so. And then it comes up to be the 20th reunion of the launch of the game, and there's like a Facebook alumni group, and people who have come back have all mostly petered off to other games over conflict with the way the GMs were managing it, or other, like early on they had some problems with the economy, and people could make ridiculous amounts of money moving station parts around, and that's been fixed now. But oh, what were you even gonna say? Let's show him a hatchet. Now, when you want to launch one of these fabulous Hyperial hatchets at a snail or such, what you want to do is approach to about 6,000 or so, and then let it fly, and you pull up a little bit like that, and that should do it. Let's see what happens. Oh no, we missed. That's not good. See, it's one thing to sit there and like suck the guts out of a single flux, but when these other ones are shooting at you, it gets quite more complicated. You hope at least the hatchet would chase him away. Let me show you those flash fires I was talking about. Each ship has these things called ModX slots, and that's where flash fires and other neat things like cameras and the things that make cargo transfer possible go. So everybody has to customize their own loadout for everything. But this is what a flash fire do. And like, if you guys have any questions that might help make any of this more coherent, go ahead and see if you can't help guide me in to the docking bay of sin. What Peace be with you, and also with you, jackass. Tell me about your video game relapse. Okay. I think we can save it, and the thing of it is I think that we can revolutionize game persistent universe development while we save it, and that we should do that because that's probably where we're gonna VR go in the nursing home. And I've spent hours and hours and hours racking my brain on how to do it and how to make it work. What part of the story should you tell them? Working with Isfahan and the collapse of the game? No, maybe, yeah. At least Weeks is still here. Who is Emma? He asks. Emma is that asteroid. I'll go introduce you. No, we need them. We need them. They're terribly important, sir. And we wrote the depth, Garth. We got to write the depth. We get to write the depth there. That's thing. Oh no, I think he's cut me a refund of of my membership to him by buying a membership to me, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's okay. The narrative surrounding Relapse is that so I got into this game after my grandma died back in 2019. And then it was coming up on the reunion for the launch of the game, and it was still in this state. It was actually a little better off than it is now. There was probably 8 to 10 people who actually consistently spent part of their time, used their time, attention, and potential to keep the thing alive. But it comes like the end of 2019. It's coming up on the thing, and then COVID's coming in, and like I knew at the end of 2019, and I didn't get freaky until they made everybody in town wear the masks. But like the LARP was well known, and then they locked everybody down. And so, hey guys, it's the 20-year reunion of the game. Let's try and get something going. And so manically, I launched. I had already, by the time I decided to do it, I had already launched the Edgar Reese Industries. Like our squads, we use the burglar to make the biomass, and we deal in prosthetics and the other things. And so Edgar Reese Industries became the narrative force behind my character's activities in the game. And since I had flown most of episode 2, well, half and half with Brotherhood and with a squad of guys called AQM, Ars Quantus Militus, that we had stayed like friends on the forums for probably the 10 years in between until we now we keep in touch vaguely through Discord sometimes. But I had flown with most of those guys, and I was going to try to get them to come back. And they said, "Sure, man, if you level up the ships for us," because they had never leveled up their accounts in the second collapse. And so that became the Prisec characters. There's 3. There's Larry, Roger, and Ileana, which got absorbed into my story. And so this Edgar Reese Industries thing for the reunion, I make 3 stations in this sector called the Dark, and have an opportunity for everybody to fly in light fighters and shoot each other again in this miniaturized version, because nobody's as much time anymore. And so to have all the combat in one sector really saves time from the 3 spread out factions. And but at the same time, I had been working with that sorting myself out channel, trying to do the community, help the one fella keep things afloat. And then some dude from the game comes back, and we have this encounter with one of my characters called Green 2, and he lies about me in the Discord, and I rage quit. And I put the joystick away. I don't throw it away. Like, what, but I put it away, and then that's the same day I got the rando slot with Pastor Paul, which started this whole arc where you found me now, like 2 days before the monetization review of Doom. And so for me to pull the joystick out, this felt like I don't know, a post Chino relapse into this world. And now I find myself even more believing that it can be saved and should be saved, and why it should be saved. And because I don't know, 20 years of my mind have been spent trying to do that. And as we retreat electromagnetically in our brains, the top down constraints on previous behaviors lessen, and so out it came. Let's see. Back at it again. 2 sentences. PVK asked me about relapsing into video games, and so I'm trying to get the story out. At all. Oh, a real. Yes, I did play Eve Online, but the thing is, it never got my heart pumping, like flying around in the mechanical. Like it's my actual skill, not my clicky click brain and pre planning. And it was also too huge. Eve was too huge. But they do have a better community, and if I could sucker them into helping me save this game, that would probably be help, because they are basically all accountants. Now, see, the collapse is key to the Hyperial Rising angle, because what cryptocurrency investors like in the token is volatility, and the way the scheme of the roadmap to Hyperial Rising works is such that the collapsing of the universe will be incentivized by the faction loyal development team who finishes their patch for the next fork first. Man, that doesn't. None of those words made a lot of sense to anybody, but to anybody who made those words made sense to, they made a lot of sense. A lot of sense. This is the history of how GG began playing the wonderful game he's been streaming. It's me trying to ensure the universe I slide into in the VR nursing home is one in which I'm an excellent fighter pilot. That's the thing, though. I'm not sliding back into the game. I'm sliding back into trying to save it. Trying to I've got a mustard shadow seed of faith that it is a persistent universe, and so I endeavor to make it so. Plus, I told Nessos I'd get a clip of me sucking the biomass out of a manta. In a cave, screaming shadow. In a theater, yelling film. On an X, tweeting psyop. In a stall, casting pearls. Don't forget, if you use the Kenobi code on the merch, you get an 11% discount. I hope you're making me a bumper. Oh, let's see. There's the merch. Here's a. Oh, you still stop that? Here's a fun one that's completely unrelated. Share the tab. That one. For those of you who are going to participate in the Deadlands thing, I've strung out the hindrances into these rollable charts that we can use. We can use die for. Now, in each of the hindrances, like, okay, so if your character takes on a hindrance, you have to role play that he has that hindrance during the game, and if you do, you can earn fate chips, which basically let you get steer fate. Now the most of them are level 3, and so that's the one that's 2 columns in the middle, and that we've designed a 20-sided die for. It's 2 columns of 20, and we're gonna roll some hindrances now for everybody, the way we do savings throws. And just for the rest of this stream, please LARP in the chat that you have the hindrances applied to your die roll here. The survivalist hindrance will be an 8, the 8th hindrance. What is the 8th one down the list? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is clueless. The survivalists will be clueless. Let's check with the socialists. A 5. That's a 5 for you guys. It is. I promise. Show them the 5. That's what it was. Focus. Anyway, it's 5, and that's a 1, 2, 3. Miser. You're too cheap to donate. Thanks for the socialists. Lovers of wisdom, what's your hindrance going to be? A 3, the 3rd one. Bad ears. Bad ears for the wisdom folks. That was the 3. For the hard folks, let's see what your hindrance might be, shall we? That's a 10. The 10th hindrance on the second list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Obligation. You have an obligation to your family or your church or something like that. And for the Indigo kids, and yeah, that's a hindrance, but it comes with benefits, right? 13 for you guys. That's going to be, well, let's put you on the level 5 scale, shall we? That 3, 6, 9. Loco. You're a little bit severely loco. Loco number 5, but that gives you all sorts of points to spend on the beneficial edgies. Edgies. I don't know. Did I count that wrong? Did I count it wrong? Yes. Mustard Shadow Seed. Practice for the horrible VR nursing home of nightmares past. Beautifully said, Eric. Beautifully said. And now to see if we can find a manta for Nessos, because I said I would. And why not? Let's grab. No. Oh, yeah. We don't have gas because you see, one of the beautiful bug features of the game is if you need armor or fuel, you just swap your ships out in the hangar, and it will be fresh. This other ship is designed. It's got the guns that pew pew from far away that most people use. We came back for the whistle to try and get a single manta, Grim. Okay, let's do that. Now, the reason, the hook, I did promise to tell you the hook. And what happened is, as I told you, in this game, we make our own history, right? But there are GMs and special events. And one of the GMs things do is they fly these things called the sentient conflux, because most of the conflux are stupid AI drones. But these guys, hey, grab that whistle. These guys are flown by the specialists hired to keep things interesting. And as far as I know, I was the first player on the United States server to extract conflux biomass from a sentient, because frankly, most people didn't fly around with the burglars. Since there's a give command in space, most pirates were just muggers who would fly up to you and say, if you don't type give, I will destroy you, which always bothered me, because making someone consent is somehow worse than just like stealing their stuff. And so I've always preferred the cargo transfer method, but it wasn't implemented soon enough in the game to prevent the matter farmer riches in the first collapse. So if at some point the game that comes up like this that's been completely rebuilt from scratch, it'll just be like we've survived another collapse is the thing. It's the built-in dynamic. And you can do things like the big plan for me was that in order, because the cryptocurrency people like volatility, you engineer volatility into the collapse of the game, which is also when you fork it with the new patches, obviously. And the way to do so is to assign a specific have the server assign a specific commodity, such as gold, right, that's extracted from the miners mining the mines, etc. And when an X number of that has been mined or whatever, then the collapse is triggered. So if the development team for the red faction has finished their patch, finished their programming for the next patch, and the green and other teams have not, then it's in the blue team's best, whatever team's best interest, to extract as much gold as possible once they determine what the secret element that causes the collapse is. And that is arranged because when the server reaches the halfway point of that extraction, like there are collapse effects that go into effect in each stage as we approach the next collapse. For example, if this system were implemented into the game as it stands, the first thing I would do to signify the halfway point of the coming collapse would be to wipe out all the 2-point player-owned stations remorselessly. And what the catch to keep the players from like quitting every collapse is, like, once the key item is found, any stations that have 200 of that item in the market make it through to the next collapse. And so then you have entire wars over that as the game approaches each collapse point, which is a fork in development as the universe continues to evolve alongside us, or something. I don't know. Maybe any of that was coherent to investor types. Hey, turn off your station radar. You didn't get another hatchet. I know. It's fine. Is there a manta here? No, 2 snails. Son of a... Now, I can jump in and out of this one gate over and over until we get a single manta. And that's probably the most effective way to do it. Because, like most horrible things that continue to be in this game, it's randomized spawning when you enter a sector. That is in my severe recommended list of changes if we ever get a coding team. This sector only spawns from C3 squids to C5s. My only chance for a manta is either this one or that one 60k away over there, which is like 2.5 minutes. It's a travel game. Still no mantas. Oh, all right. Let's see. In case anybody watches this game, I guess we'll go over to the station we're trying to promote. Another round in Rounds of Quantos. Here's how you set your map for it. See, these are all stations that players have put in the game. Some remain useful and open to the public. Most are just tombstones of people who used to play, which is why, as the first stage of the incoming collapse, those would be... I think one of the issues that wasn't properly, there's so much that wasn't properly implemented that can be addressed as we launch through the next collapse. But like to place your station, you just fly there and type builds. There's no like zoning or anybody can just park their station there, and it really has caused some problems, particularly around this state. Ooh, look at those storms! Like this station, Eminent here. You're gonna crash. No, you're not. No, you're not. All right. See, I learned to type really fast because I'd be flying towards these gates trying to get my chat off in time that I'd be able to go, oh God, oh God, oh God. Don't forget to throttle down and hit the space bar before I died. And I've lost ships not typing fast enough. So it's pretty traumatic. Oh, look, a gray beacon. Nah. These now, for those of you who used to play once, these are now a valid career path and like pay all sorts of cash and experience. If especially the more people are in flight, the more they pay. So you could make me rich by getting in a little shuttle and flying around. So that's it. I guess. I don't know how many years do I dance as a TLC monkey before I decide, you know what, this isn't a viable career path for you, pal, and start looking for other means. And maybe writing stories here with people is a valid path if you know, I make the right friends. I don't know, but it was easy for me to fall back into, and I want to at least finish. Well, I have to hit level 50 on this account because it's my main, and then also I kind of want to finish the storyline of the Edgar Reese character, who is at present. He is the inactivity from the time I put the joystick away to the time I brought it back out. I excuse as when Edgar Reese came up to Cornea Station from the planet, as he was a planet side owner operator of Edgar Reese Industries. When he came up to the planet side, the board of directors attempted a coup, and so they froze all spaceborne activities until that was resolved, which explains my character's absences. That's, I don't know, story, right? The history of the universe we write together. Whatever, man. Find a manta and get this over with. So, how are you guys? This is one of the issues I hope to address in a future build. Is these especially for fighter pilots, these long travel times. I intend to make it such that you can have a Modex where flying through that beacon will let you travel to any other sector where it's marked blue. So, like, having flipped this beacon here, any other Solrain military pilots would be able to fly through the beacon where they were at and travel to this sector, which addresses one of the big issues of the game, is that the non-PvP, like the haulers and the miners, have trouble surviving pirates that don't just take cargo long enough for help to arrive. And these sort of systems, like the proposed beacon transport network, would help address those issues. Right? Where is it? Oh, you can just go dock your clashes and call it a night. We'll do a recording on OBS of the Manta thing. I guess this is beginning to get more than you can handle. So I don't know. I think that, like, rather than processing any of my grief over my grandma, I just broke myself into, what is it, 9 characters in this realm. I also have the goal of trying to get my dad to play, because right now he's trapped on the Xbox fishing planet, and that's what I mean by, like, this game can be a bridge from other games, and that's, I don't know, it's hard to explain how that works, but I see it, and Belly of the Whale stuff, right? I'm the one that introduced him to Minecraft, after all. But he was already on Farmville. I'm not going to guilt myself too much about it. So there's a bunch of incoherent babbling about my video game Relapse and why I'm here. I hope any of that's clear to anyone, and thank you for joining me. Starfield? What's a Starfield? Anyway, ICQ. I remember that. But there's so much. But I gotta go find the man to the kill. Thanks for bearing through any of this. I know it was hard for a lot of you. It's a free game. If you could, the difficulty we have right now is that, first of all, it only runs on desktop, not mobile. Which, like, I have this notion that in a future build we can have it so that the mobile guys can come in and play as the Conflux and shoot as the real people. But thank you, everybody. Let's see. Where is it?
Do you have anything you want to say in conclusion?
Yes, there's a magical universe where you can shoot me down. And it's my Narnia. And I don't know. It's the difficulty is like you can fly with a mouse. I prefer the joystick, but it's a mouse flyable game. And they have better aim, but we get more flighty, fancy flight maneuvers. It's a fair exchange, I think. The thing is, like, to install the game, you have to be able to extract from a zip file. And that's like a technical barrier I hope to address with an install package that includes the third-party onboard computer. But it's not like so I ended up at Walmart and taking an associate's degree in computer science. And then, because, I was going to do this. And I ended up talking myself out of pursuing programming because the community college teacher told me that once you got into C and stuff, it was mainly about finding other people's tools and making them work for you. And there's something about authorship that I needed that convinced me wasn't a real option. And then the notion that most of the regular programming jobs were being taken by India, those people from India, not the Native Americans, but the Indians. And isn't it weird that they aren't like, we have to modify Indian to make, anyway. And so I dropped the computer programming thing. And at the time, since I had learned to type so fast before crashing my spaceship, I was able to learn medical transcription that they paid me to type real fast, which is now eliminated by voice recognition software. And that was like the highest paying job I could regularly get without any difficulty, that allowed me to continue to exist in these virtual game worlds, because for a long time, maybe even my natural state is like, you do what you have to do so that you can eventually be alone with your own thoughts while you fly your spaceship around. Good night.